Alright everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. Okay, this is a video of reflection, and I am aiming this at the younger individuals, men and women alike. If you're like 35 or younger, then this video's for you.
Looking for a new kind of sci-fi? Check out the cyberpunk thriller Body and Blood by Michael Gallagher. Two parish priests battle a dark presence in a future where demonic possession is common. Thieves, demons, killers, saints? Just another day in the diocese. Check out Body and Blood from Michael Gallagher. Available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle right now. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.
About 3 weeks ago, out of the blue, I pull into a gas station on Woodward on my way to teach kickboxing. It's a Monday afternoon. I'm going down towards Pontiac on Woodward, and gas light comes on, and I just picked the first gas station, and I pulled in. I walk in to, pay my. I was just putting $5 for the gas in there, so I didn't want to use my charge card or my debit card because they charge 10 cents more, which, that's another story. But lo and behold, the woman behind the counter was a woman who I had known years and years prior when I went to high school. And she looked terrible. I don't know what happened in this woman's life or what fate did to her, and quite frankly, I don't care, because when I knew her in high school, she was a raging, conceited bitch. Straight up. And I'm being kind when I put those names to her. This woman was the master of finding out tidbits of information and then just weaving them into crazy rumor mill bullshit. It was like a tsunami of drama that rolled up and down the hallways of the high school. And most of the time, those waves were started by little ripples she would generate with her crazy fucking wazoo stories. And yes, she was incredibly beautiful. Everyone chased her. She only dated the older guys. Like when she was a sophomore, I think she dated a senior and so forth. So, for the most part, I just did the best I could to keep my head down and get the fuck out of there after 4 years. And I really couldn't think of anything or anyone more fitting of a karmic beatdown than her. Because, there was a couple rumors rolling around, and after a good friend of mine had committed suicide, that this particular individual basically narked him out and started a bunch of rumors. And when the tidal wave of drama, rolled up against my buddy, he went out to his garage, started the car, went to sleep, and never woke up. And I'm never going to forgive that bitch for that. And I'm glad. She looks like 10 pounds of hammered dog shit stuffed into a 210-pound squat-ass half-Italian Jewish body with flappy tits that hang down virtually to her waist. If you see this video, bitch, fuck you. All right. Now, what I'm trying to convey in that little story is this. Time changes everything. Everything. And I know there's a lot of dudes out there who are on the younger side who have lost hope, and they're just sitting back aghast at the insanity that's going on in the world. I got it. But you have to stay the course. All right? Time changes everything. And that just brings more stories like that to my mind. Like at my 20-year class reunion, 30. Did we already do the 30 years? I think we did the 30-year reunion. Yeah, we did the 30-year reunion. And at the 30-year reunion is when I really saw the truth. All right, so we've watched all these shows like Sex and the City and, Beverly Hills 90210, whatever. And then all these girls, they're beautiful. They have all this power. They're doing all this crazy stuff, generating a bunch of drama, living their life because it's FUN and it will never end. Well, it does end. And all of the women that I went to high school with, all of them, even the ones that were drop dead gorgeous, are at best middle of the road now. And that's basically maybe a quarter of them. The rest, they're on the bad side of the curve now, and they're occupying 3s and 4s. Because let's face it, and I've said this in my videos for quite some time, that a woman will lose 1 point of looks every 5 to 7 years after the age of 25. So let's say this girl is a just knockdown, drag out 8.5 when she graduates high school. That's pretty good right there. And she can doll up to a 9.5 with makeup and what have you and other trickery, fishing crap. But let's just say she's an 8.5 at 25. She's a 7.5, 32. And she's a 6.5, basically 39. And she's a 5.5 by 45. And then she'll probably plateau out somewhere between a 4 and a 5 after that. And then sooner or later, they will drop off the end of the conveyor belt into the compost pile, which we're all going to go. And it just amazes me that these women don't understand that time is not their friend. They are on the fucking clock. As soon as they throw that little tiny hat into the air and walk off the stage when they graduate high school. They quite literally have 14 years, if they have good health and genetics, to have children, fulfill a biological imperative, and get that stuff done. And a lot of them now aren't. They've bought into the hype of this propaganda, like this fun roller coaster ride of life is going to be like this all the way until they die in their 80s. But the reality of the situation for most women, that curtain falls on them and the act is over by 32. And then between 32 and 40, they have an epiphany that maybe this feminism crap and propaganda that's been going on in the real world isn't really working out for them. But by then it's too late. You dudes out there, you are not restrained by that law of the universe at all. Okay, you start off at a high school virtually valueless. You are so expendable that you can be gathered up en masse, drafted into the army, sent to war, killed in the meat grinder, and then your body is left behind in a, on a cemetery somewhere far away that no one ever is going to come visit, and you will be straight up forgotten. And that is the absolute brutal truth. That is pretty much how it is for all men until the age of 25 or 26. And if that man strived and sacrificed and worked and did all the shit he was supposed to do, he will have his value roughly anytime after 26, usually a little older, 30, 32. And that's when a lot of men become CEOs, own businesses, make things happen in the real world, do what they got to do. And then they are seen as having worth and value because they produce something. And Chris Rock said it best. No one loves a man, unless that man is productive. And if he's not, well, you've heard all the words yourself, so I'm not going to go into it. But what I'm trying to say here, gentlemen, stay the course. Okay? Yes, people are going to naysay you. So what? They're going to call you names. Wah. All right? They're going to block you. Tell you can't do it. You're not strong enough. You're not fast enough. You're not smart enough. Your memory isn't good. You don't have the money. You don't have the support. I mean, the excuses go on forever and ever, gentlemen. Don't fall into the excuse trap. When you get out of high school, focus on yourself. Go to school, learn a trade, earn some money, build your palace, your house, your farm, whatever. Build something just for you and then guard it. All right, because there's a lot of dudes out there who do successful stuff and they fall victim to the penis. And what I mean by that is they let some of these gold-digging whores get in their life, marry them, and then they get divorced, lose half their shit, and become a slave. All right, don't do that. Strive. Do better. All right? Be that person in your 30s that women want. All right? I can't tell you how many times in my 20s and 30s I've come across women I went to high school with who, went kind of nutty when they were, when I was around them. And they just didn't understand that I was the same person that they went to high school with, that they quite frankly ignored at every turn. That's because I built value. All right? Be more than the sum of your parts. And bottom line, I know I keep saying bottom line is you play the long game, focus on yourself, never quit, and you're going to fucking win. Every single time. Well, I know this was a little different than usual, but, that kick in the pants down memory lane, I just had to tell that story. And I'm sure you guys have all kinds of stories of your own, and if you want to share them, comments below. Perhaps we'll do a show on it down the road on a Thought Thursday, and we'll call it basically the after effects of train wrecking your life, because that's what a lot of these women are doing by getting on the cock carousel and going nuts in their youth, they are literally dooming themselves to a half a lifetime of isolation.